Happy holidays, all of our listeners and viewers. Welcome to a special Christmas episode of Games and Groceries. My name is Adam.
And I'm Liz.
And my gaming PC broke! Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So we are here in episode 81. We're going to talk about some Christmas themes here and there. We hope you enjoy, and we hope you're enjoying your holidays, because as we've listened to this, I believe Hanukkah has just begun. And
yes, Hanukkah starts Sunday night at sundown.
Yeah, and Christmas is a couple days away as you're hearing this. So we're here for a holiday special. Mm-hmm. Not really for the gaming news, though. But yeah, so here we are, Christmas-themed episode. You are wearing a Santa hat.
I am. It says, OMG Santa, I know him.
Yeah.
It's from Elf.
I'm not wearing anything. I'm not wearing anything Christmas. If you're listening on audio, I'm not wearing
anything.
I was like, oh no. No, I'm just wearing my gray shirt as I always do, and a beanie and pants. I'm wearing pants.
Man. You remembered to wear pants today.
I did. I'm so happy with myself. I'm adulting.
Good job.
Hashtag adulting, putting on pants. So let's just get this episode started. So movie minutes, by the way. We're not doing Rise of Skywalker. We actually had a full spoiler talk, audio only. We didn't put it up on YouTube. We just wanted to come home, hit record, and just put it out there.
And just talk about it.
Yeah, so if you listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, it's on there. It's not on YouTube. But go check that out if you want to hear our thoughts on Rise of Skywalker. I believe it was like a 55-minute episode.
Yeah, something like that.
We just talked about the spoilers in there. But yeah, if you're looking for that, go check that out. Anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're on like 14.
For the podcast, we are doing Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're doing.
But we're on 14 different platforms. But yeah.
Well.
So let's just get started. You can follow us on social media on Twitter at Gaming Groceries, and you can follow us on Instagram, Games Groceries, all one word. And each of these platforms, also Facebook. Just search Games and Groceries on Facebook. That's cool. But on all of these platforms, you can check out our midweek speak question. We posted Fridays or Saturdays asking you a gaming topic question, and we like to get your answers in for our Wednesday uploads known as midweek speak. If you don't know what those are, subscribe to the channel.
And then you'll know.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely follow us on social media for that. And if you can check out our website, gamesgroceries.com, you can listen to all of the audio versions of the of the podcast, as well as find out where you can listen to the audio versions of the podcast. So if you're wondering, where can I find you? Check out our website, gamesgroceries.com, and you click where to listen, and it's got all the platforms we're on. They're direct links. You can just click on it. Boom. You're right there. It's awesome. And you can check out some articles I wrote. I wrote recently an article about the I Am Jesus Christ video game. I interviewed the developer behind that, so you get to hear a bit of his thoughts. I'm so tired. But finally, if you haven't already, if you're new here, definitely subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you know when all these podcasts come out, as well as our midweek speaks, our Let's Plays. Last week, we had a bit of a hiccup. My PC busted, and it's still busted. So we're using Liz's old laptop.
Well, it's not old. I was still using it.
Well, yeah, no, it's still there. It's just not as powerful as my MSI.
It also is older than your MSI.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping that the gameplay footage will be fine on this. Hopefully.
Oh, let's hope so.
Yeah, because, moving expenses. That was a little expensive. I can't afford a new laptop right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have to refilm my second episode of Oxenfree, so that's great. Cool. But yeah, let's just get this episode started already, because you're here for the holiday cheer. So let's get started with our first segment.
Movie Minutes.
Movie Minutes is a segment that we talk about the movies that we watched in the past week, whether it be on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, or in theaters, and we like to recommend it, or we don't recommend it. But since it's a holiday season, woohoo! We've been doing this, since beginning of November, basically. And, we've been reviewing Christmas movies, Christmas-themed movies, and instead of rating them 1 to 10 as a film, we've been rating them 1 to 10 jingles. 10 being, it's absolutely the phenomenal Christmas spirit, it's ever going to give you. One being it's actually A Few Good Men, and you didn't watch a Christmas movie, you just watched Tom Cruise yell at Jack Nicholson.
There you go.
So we are here with a new Christmas movie. It's on Netflix. I was in between this one and the one I reviewed last week, which was Holiday Calendar last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to see both of these movies. But then we got to this movie, which is called Holiday Rush. So, opening thoughts.
Ugh.
Okay.
No, I didn't enjoy this movie.
Right.
So it was very hard for me to rate it as solely Christmassy or not, because I didn't. It was a good story. I enjoyed it. It was just not well written.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like the script was just weird and awkward, and I really hated the guy's kids.
Yeah.
Like really, they got on my last nerve.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very hard for me to rate this as just like a Christmassy movie. But even as a Christmas movie, it's not very Christmassy. It's like the last 10 minutes is Christmassy. And even then, it wasn't even the full last 10 minutes. It was like 10 minutes from the last 10 minutes on Christmas Day. That was as Christmas as it really got.
Yeah. So let me go in my notes here right now. That's the opening thoughts. So my first note is that the plot starts off very obvious where it's going to go. It doesn't leave anything to the imagination of like where this movie's going to lead. It's got spoiled kids in it, a celebrity dad who's a radio host. He's a well-known radio host. He's known as Rush, I think. Yeah, he's called Rush. Holiday Rush. Ooh, I get it. It's so meta. And he's a well-known radio celebrity, and he's known in New York, all across. And his kids are spoiled because of his celebrity. But then, he loses his job, and it's like, oh no, they have to move it. By the way, how did they get their old house?
His aunt was living there.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah, his aunt was living there. So... that's the thing, is that like, oh man, now we got to figure out what Christmas is all about, because all of his kids want little ponies and all of that.
Yeah.
So it starts off exactly where you think it's going to go. And I'm not trying to say that Christmas movies need to be deep in any sort of way.
No, because like we said in the very beginning, Christmas movies are supposed to be cheesy and predictable.
But this is going beyond cheesy. This
was just bad.
This is almost insulting.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
It's like
I'm going into my second note here,
it's like they had the actors, like they're just like, all right, do the lines, and they didn't really have any direction. Like they just kind of let the actors do whatever they wanted. It felt like, and like, they didn't say to the kids like, oh, can you say it this way? They didn't correct them. They were just like, all right, here's a script, perfect, let's go. And they didn't direct them in any way. That's what it felt like.
I think that's going into my second note, which is, I don't think this is any of the actors' faults.
No.
They had fine actors in here.
Yeah.
It's just that this script was filled with so many cringy lines. Like there were many times where my spine just like, ugh, okay.
There was a point in time where I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah. I think it was the script's fault. I think it was the screenwriter's fault.
Like I said, it wasn't well written. It was a good story, but badly written.
And it was just very unrealistic of how people talk sometimes.
Yeah.
And how people would handle a situation.
Yeah.
It felt off to me.
And literally, are we doing this with mild spoilers?
Mild spoilers.
Okay.
I mean, it's a Christmas movie.
You didn't find out what happened to his wife until like the last half hour.
Yeah. She's sick of that.
I got like a tickle in my throat all of a sudden.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's not very good storytelling. It doesn't really keep your interest a lot. Whereas we did Holiday Calendar last week.
Which from the trailers, they looked like they'd be on the same level.
But at least Holiday Calendar kept my attention for what a Christmas movie is.
That was a very good Christmas movie.
And I think Christmas movies, especially Hallmark and Netflix, they're meant to be in the background, but you can follow the story.
Yeah.
But this one, it's just like, it's completely in the background.
Yeah.
Like, you could just not pay attention to this and just watch, 3 minutes total of this movie and know exactly where it's going.
Yeah.
And my final note here is that it like you said, I love how this is a Christmas episode. This is coming out December 23rd, and we're reviewing probably the least Christmassy movie of all time.
Even Last Christmas was more Christmassy than this movie.
Not only that, like I wrote down that or no, I didn't. It was just in my head.
Yeah.
Good job, head. I believe that Christmas Prince was more Christmassy than this movie.
Yeah, same.
And that's why I went to our final review, because, well, I'll say this. It wasn't very Christmassy, and I felt like this was more of a Valentine's movie than it was a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Like, if the same plot happened
in Valentine's Day, it would feel fine.
It would feel more fluid. It would feel more...
Yeah.
It would feel more fitting if it was set in Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But because it's a Christmas movie, it just...
Yeah.
And if you watch the movie, disagree with me, agree with me, watch the movie, but have it set in Valentine's Day, and I think it would be a lot more fitting.
Yeah.
So let's go into our final review, the final ratings of this movie. I'm sorry that we're reviewing this so badly. Happy Christmas, everybody.
Right? We're going to do much better next week, because we're going to do this through New Year.
Yeah, we're going to do this until my birthday, actually, January 6th, which is the 12th day of Christmas.
Good job.
Thank you. Anyway, so let's go into it. What did you give this, Jingles?
So I struggled rating this because, like I said, even though it was a good plot, I enjoyed the story. Because it was so bad, I actually took more points away from the Jingles.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 2.
Yeah.
It was just like, even though there's Christmas in it and it was a good story, it was just the terrible script and the fact that, like I said, Christmas... Like, they had Christmas morning maybe 10 minutes before the end of the movie. And that was pretty much as Christmassy as it got, other than him, like, stressing out about how he's going to give his kids, like, these ridiculous presents that they asked for. I wasn't a fan. So I gave it a 2. I mean, you can still watch it. I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, my final review of it was a 3. And the only reason I gave it a 3 is because I gave Christmas Prince a 4.
Yeah.
And so, like, I had to give, or did I give it a 4?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I tried looking at my notes and I didn't write it down. So go me. But I think I have to give Christmas Prince more Christmas value than this movie. Because, like I said, it should have been set on Valentine's Day and it would have made more sense.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, take it as you will. It's Holiday Rush. It's on Netflix. I think it's a 2019 movie.
Yep.
So, check it out. It's not a complete waste of time.
He struggled saying that.
It's a waste of time.
I'm always in favor of making your own decision. Like, a movie could get like the worst ratings from critics and I'll still go watch it, because I believe you have to make your own decision when it comes to that stuff. These ratings and things like that are so subjective.
You enjoyed Rise of Skywalker more than more critics did.
I did.
Yeah. But you can check that out in a spoiler review.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's Holiday Rush. So I think we can go into our next segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just jump into it with our second segment.
Top 3 Gaming News.
The top 3 gaming news is the gaming news that we saw in the past week, and we like to rank it 3, 2, 1 just to give you a condensed version of what's going on in the games industry. So jumping right into it, we got 3 bits of gaming news. It is the holiday season, and not only that, it's the end of the decade. So anytime you look up gaming news or gaming articles, it's like, oh, what's your game of the decade? Oh, game of the year.
Like, oh, game. We have tons of articles about games.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't want to say it was a slow news week,
and,
but
I mean, nothing much is happening because no one's gonna do anything like days before the holiday. So
let's just jump into our number 3 gaming news, which is about Google Stadia. Remember Google Stadia? We had a guest on it with Brian McGinnis. We talked about it, Google Stadia, and Google has purchased Typhoon Studios. Typhoon Studios, which is known as the developers of Journey to the Savage Planet, which hasn't been released yet. It's going to be released in 2020, I believe March 2020. But yeah, I think this is a good move because if you didn't know, Typhoon Studios is actually headed by former Ubisoft executive Alex Hutchinson, and EA producer Reach Snyder. And the team has made its own indie game called Journey to Savage Planet. It looks very interesting. When it was first revealed, when was it revealed? 2018, 17? I want to say 18. 2018, it just looked really cool. A little space adventure. Mildly looks like Astroneer combined with Outer Worlds. So it looks cool. I like it. But now Google has acquired it, and they're going to be moving them to their Montreal studios. Now, Typhoon is already located in Montreal.
Okay.
So it's not like they were in San Diego.
And they're like, all right, move to Canada.
Yeah, no. Like they were already located in Montreal, but now they are going to be going to their Montreal studio, which actually headed up by Google's Montreal studio is headed up by Assassin's Creed's own Sebastian Poe. So that's pretty cool. But then I have this quote right here from the article. All the articles are linked down below, by the way, if you want to give them a read yourself. But it says this. This is from Jade Raymond from Google Stadia. And she says this, Typhoon Studios will continue to work on the launch of Journey to the Savage Planet for multiple platforms, not just Stadia, multiple platforms on January 28th, 2020. Meanwhile, our priority will be on integrating the team from Typhoon Studios into Stadia Games and Entertainment. We're thrilled to welcome this incredibly talented team to the Google family.
Nice.
So it sounds to me like this is when Microsoft acquired Obsidian, and they were still working on the Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they're still working on Outer Worlds, and that's going to be released on multiple platforms. But from here on out, Obsidian will be making Xbox titles, and sounds like this is the same idea.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I mean, I think it's nice of them to allow them to still continue making the game for all platforms.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. I mean, when you acquire a studio, but they're in the middle of a project that everyone was waiting on, do you know how bad you'll look if you're like, nope, this game will only be for us now?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good idea. But then also, you know, after this, it's like, all right, now it's just going to be for Stadia.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm all for Stadia making its own exclusives. It's launching at a weird time.
Yeah.
I actually got a buddy pass from Brian McGinnis. I still haven't tested it out. So Brian, if you're listening to this, I'm still planning on using it. I'm just, it's been a busy week for me.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to test, especially on this laptop, because this laptop isn't really a gaming laptop. So I want to see the power behind this. And it's actually okay that my MSI broke down because I want to try it on this laptop. So
there you go.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, cool on them. Great. Good job, Google, for making exclusives. But let's move on to our number 2 gaming news, which is CD Projekt Red has solidified, good job, Adam, its deal with original Witcher author Mr. Sapkowski. I'm not going to try to say that first name. Andre. Cool. Mr. Sapkowski. But they've actually solidified this deal. And a lot of people are saying, like, oh, man, this means that there's going to be a Witcher 4. There's going to be a Witcher 4. Slowly roll, buddy. I don't think it means that. So let's get into this. Mr. Sapkowski has always been against the Witcher games. He's been pretty open about it. Mm-hmm. He didn't like where the direction is going. He's been more salty about it than disconnected from it because the Witcher games made millions upon millions, maybe even billions of dollars. And, you know, he only got a lump sum. He didn't get like royalty rights.
Yeah.
And so he's been more salty about it than ever before.
It's his fault. He's the one that signed the contract.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody's saying. It's like, well, if you don't like it, then why did you sign that contract?
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid on his part, but, you know, to each their own. If you want to be salty about something, go ahead and do it. We're not going to care. But now that in this past week, CD Projekt Red has included Sapkowski on this new deal, and they solidified the two's relationship. It always says it's solidified the relationship. Now, I want to get into this quote right here and tell you why I don't think Witcher 4 is going to be a thing. It says, the agreement satisfies and fully clarifies. Sounds like a hip-hop. The agreement satisfies and fully clarifies.
Okay.
The needs and expectations of both parties, past and present, and sets out a framework for the future cooperation between the two sides, the CD Projekt announcement explains. The agreement grants CD Projekt new rights as well as confirms the company's title to The Witcher. Confirms the company's title to The Witcher intellectual property in video games, graphic novels, board games, and merchandise. Now, I know people are looking at that announcement and they just focus on CD Projekt Red confirms the company's title to The Witcher, and then they focus on that first thing, video games. Oh, we're getting a Witcher 4! Slow your roll, buddy. Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Hold your ham sandwich. Here's the thing. Witcher 3 concluded the story, and they have said before that they're not making a Witcher 4.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that there's not going to be other Witcher video games. I mean, we've already had Gwent's as its own video game, and now we're seeing graphic novels, board games, merchandise, and what just came out this week, Liz?
The Netflix series, which I want to watch.
I definitely want to get into it. Because, you know, people are saying it's like Game of Thrones, but, you know, better and actually well written. Fight me on Twitter at Ace the Grocer.
Jeez.
But I don't think this is actually going to go into The Witcher 4 because I think this is going to be the focus on the Netflix series more than anything else, just because this just came out. CD Projekt Red has agreed to the new rights to The Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the video games flesh out the story more in the mainstream media than the books ever will.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that because Mr. Sapkowski is more behind the series and CD Projekt Red has nothing to do with the Witcher series on Netflix, I think Sapkowski has bitten off more than he can chew from this Netflix series. And he said, you know what? CD Projekt Red has a lot to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can bring them in and, you know, get better writers for this Netflix series. Moving forward anyway. What do you think about this?
I think we just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Honestly, because like it's so like everywhere, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that like I think I'm focusing more on the board games, graphic novels, merchandise.
I mean,
video
this is
games.
pretty much what you do when you have a big name video game. You're like, hey, let's put it in everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think there's going to be a Witcher 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they've said it. They've said there's not going to be a Witcher 4. That doesn't mean there's not going to be Witcher, you know.
They're just not continuing the story.
Right, of, you know, Geralt of Rivia. There could be other properties that they can make video games out of.
Yeah.
But I don't think, but I don't think that this means that the video games are going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Witcher 4 is going to come out of this. I just think that we're going to get a better deal. And I think Sapkowski has finally swallowed his pride and knows that the people behind CD Projekt Red have made better stories out of the Witcher property than he has for the mainstream. Yeah. So, anything else on this?
Nope.
Let's move on to our number one gaming news then. Remember Xbox Series X, everybody?
Oh, boy.
Remember that?
Oh, boy.
Remember how I said in our Game Awards segment last week, in the last week podcast, that I didn't believe that they would actually call this Series X. I think Phil Spencer's a lot smarter than this. I think he's a better person than this.
Remember when I said that I think you put too much confidence in Xbox and Phil Spencer? Do you remember that?
I think it's actually just going to be called Xbox.
Do you remember when I said you had too much confidence in Xbox and Phil Spencer? I was right. They are stupid.
During the Game Awards, we got the full reveal of Xbox Series X.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, like, listen, it's called Series X, meaning that this is going to be the series of consoles from all around. This can't be the actual title.
Well, you were right on that part.
I was right. I was dead right.
That is not the actual title.
But the next-gen Xbox is simply going to be called Xbox. Now, this is good.
Not to be confused with the Xbox.
Right. Now, this is good, both bad and good at the same time. And I'm going to explain in just a second. But first, let me pull up this quote from the Microsoft representative saying, the name we're carrying forward to the next generation is simply Xbox. And at the Game Awards, you saw that name come to life through Xbox Series X. So he says the name we're carrying forward to the next generation is just simply Xbox. Now, the article I've linked down below, it actually explains that this actually gives them more room to make better console or like further their console brand than anything else. Like this will have new iterations, much like Xbox One did. There was the Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X. And I think this leaves room for more iterations, much like that. So instead of Xbox One, you're going to get Xbox Platinum.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're going to say. Instead of just Xbox One, they're going to start off with 2 consoles. And you're going to be less confused because instead of like saying Xbox One X, it's going to be Xbox X.
Yeah. I understand that. I still think it's stupid.
Well, I think it's stupid too. Don't worry about that, listeners and viewers. Subscribe. But don't worry. Adam's here for you to coddle you.
Jeez.
But here's the other thing. Here's the other good part to that is that, one, I understand so that they can just name what it actually does. So Xbox Series X went into Xbox Project Scarlet. That's the umbrella behind all of these. Now, what Xbox Anaconda is going to be called, that's going to be called something else. It's going to be Xbox, let's go with my original name, Xbox Platinum.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to be called. Like, oh, my son wants an Xbox Platinum instead of an Xbox One Platinum. Because this just leaves room for 2 consoles to come out. You have the Xbox Platinum and the Xbox Rubber Ducky, which is the all digital edition. But that's the thing. Instead of just naming it some baseline console, it's just going to be called Xbox and a subline.
Yeah, that you're still going to get parents. My son wants an Xbox.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know for a fact. Working from GameStop.
This isn't going to fix that problem.
Working at a GameStop. Oh, I know. But here's the other part is that we already know that Phil Spencer isn't really focused on consoles more than he's more focused on making Xbox just a platform. Like he's bringing Game Pass over to the Nintendo Switch. He's bringing more Xbox games over to the Nintendo Switch. He wants multi-platform to be a thing. He is focused on exclusives, that much is certain.
Yeah.
But I think he's more focused on the line of getting you on the Xbox platform.
Yeah.
More than an Xbox console.
Yes, but that's still a stupid name, and I disagree with their choices.
Well, I agree. I agree. It's stupid. But I'm just trying to explain like why they're doing this.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I just think it's stupid.
Oh, it's highly stupid. But I understand where Phil is coming from because when you first release a console, it's only one console.
Yeah.
Like Xbox One, Xbox 360, and then the original Xbox. But this, I think, really solidifies the fact that there are going to be 2 consoles coming out. Like I said, Project Scarlet was the umbrella. Xbox Series X is now the replacement name for Xbox Scarlet. Xbox Series X is now the umbrella. And just moving forward, it's just going to be called Xbox because they're going to release 2 consoles. So it'd be kind of weird if they said, like, let's say it is, conversation's sake, the next Xbox is called Xbox 2. Just roll with me here.
Yeah. That's not going to be confusing at all.
Well, I know it's not, but then it's Xbox 2, and that was the base console. But they're going to release 2 consoles. So it's going to be just called Xbox, but the 2 consoles are going to be the sub name.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to be called Xbox Platinum.
Z or Xbox.
Right.
Whatever.
Xbox Series Rubber Ducky. But that's the thing. I think that's what they're going to go with when they're calling Xbox moving forward because it's still not going to be called just Xbox. It's going to be Xbox with a subname.
Yeah.
Xbox with a another title to it, a subtitle to it,
Yeah.
if you will. I think that's my prediction. Hopefully you see this in the future and it's like, oh, Adam is a fortune teller.
No.
Or Adam's uncle works at Xbox. He doesn't. My uncle doesn't work at Xbox. Just to let you know that. Just to be upfront with you. I think that's all the gaming news that we have for this week. Any other thoughts about this?
Nope.
Cool.
There's not much you can say about it.
Yeah. Well, let's get back into the Christmas spirit. Let's just get our jingles in a jolly. Let's just, jingle bells. Isn't that how jingle bells sound?
No.
I must be a madman. So let's just get into it with our final segment.
Coffee time.
Every single week here on the Games Groceries podcast, we like to talk about certain. Wait, sir, hold on, sir. Wait. Hold on. I think we're getting a call.
Yeah.
Let me just take this. Hello, you're on Games Groceries podcast. Who is this?
Hello?
Hi. Who is this?
Hey, who's this?
This is Games Groceries podcast. Who's this?
Santa Claus.
Oh, it's
What?
Wait, it's like the Santa Claus?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Santa. Hi, how you doing?
What's up?
Uh,
What do you need?
Oh, you called me, right?
Kind of busy right now.
Oh, because I called you. I must have pocket dialed you. I'm Santa. I'm sorry.
How'd you get this number?
Have no idea.
Not important. So Santa, it's 2 days away from Christmas. How you doing? How's business going?
Not great.
No. Oh, all right. Wait, seriously? Wait.
Yep, there's just I can't seem to keep up.
Oh, seriously? What? Like, why? What's going on?
I don't know how to make half this stuff.
Oh, real? But Santa, it's December 23rd. It's only 2 days away from Christmas.
Shouldn't everything be done by now?
Yeah, well, you don't have to rub it in.
I'm sorry, Santa, but like, is there any way we can help you?
You know anything about computer games?
I mean, we are a video game podcast, so I think we could help you out. What seems to be troubling you?
Podcast? Your podcast?
Yeah, I think we're a podcast by this point.
You know computers?
I mean, my computer broke this past week, and I sent it to Geek Squad. But
Okay.
Hopefully, I can help you out.
Okay. I got a list here.
Okay, what's on this list?
I just need to know how to make this stuff.
Okay, what kind of stuff?
V-Bucks.
You want to learn how to make a V-Buck, Santa?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a little complicated. Let's put a pass on that. Anything else I can help you make, or just V-Bucks?
A sword and a shield.
A sword? You don't know how to wait.
What do you mean a sword and a shield? Is there any other words with that?
Pokeman, sword and shield.
There you go. Pokemon. That's a game.
Uh-huh.
Santa, did you want to poke a man with a sword and a shield?
You asked me.
Well, I don't think we make Pokemon's swords and shields. I'm believing that's the Pokemon company that makes the Pokemon. I'm not sure we can help you. Santa, am I wrong to say that you're a little bit out of touch when it comes to video game culture?
Yeah, I would say that's accurate. Yeah.
Wait, like how out of touch? Like what's Santa, if I can ask, exclusively on the Games Groceries podcast, what's the last video game you remember playing? Just so I can get it like a feel.
Mario Kart?
Oh, like Mario Kart 8 on the Nintendo Switch? Are we talking like Mario Kart from the Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now we know what we're dealing with here.
So the last video game, Santa, the Santa Claus of the North Pole, if I am to understand, the last video game you've played is on the Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo.
That's a big one this year. A lot of people are asking for a Super Nintendo.
Oh, I don't think that's
so.
accurate, Santa.
It's kind of a retro thing.
Okay. Everybody's asking for the Super Nintendo. Are you sure people aren't asking for a Nintendo Switch, Santa?
That's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing I got on my list.
Oh.
What is a Switch?
What? Well, a Switch, it's not like what you would think it is, but it switches from your TV into your hand. Santa, if I can ask, what you seem pretty updated on the times in the thousands of years that you've been available for kids' dreams and hopes and whatnot. Why did you kind of stay out of touch with the video game world?
First of all, it's a really nice way to put what I do.
Yeah.
Being available for kids' dreams and hopes. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to write that down.
Oh, I will. I will put that on like a motivational poster of you.
It's a new Christmas jingle.
Okay.
There you go.
He's available for your dreams and hopes. Hey, last night, you ever seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Boy, what a trash heap.
What? You don't like that movie?
I don't like that movie.
What?
Oh man.
What?
Oh, totally Tim Burton. Lots of fun there. Really nice music.
Yeah.
Boy, there's no story, is there?
I mean, there's kind of a story if you like love stories and skeletons, and also
I love skeletons and I love stories. I just there's only one of them in that movie.
Wait, Santa, why do you love skeletons? What?
What were we talking about?
How have you stayed? Why have you stayed out of touch with the games? Why haven't you followed them?
Oh, these computers, they move so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I just don't, I'm working with an iPhone 3 here, and I rarely use it. I only turn it on in emergencies like this.
Yeah.
But, boy, for years, people, they hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, you make something out of wood, you make a rocking horse, you make a puppet or some nonsense.
Yeah.
But now the kids are like, "Hey, I want gold bars."
Gold.
I'm like, "Kid,
bars.
I can't make you gold bars." And then later on the letter it says Red Dead Redemption 2.
Wait, they want.
And I'm like, I don't know how to make either one of those things.
You don't know how to make a gold bar, Santa?
I know how to make a look. I'm not a miner.
You're Santa, but not a miner.
I run a workshop.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's much harder. The elves, they're doing great. They're taking a lot of continuing education courses and coding and computer animation and whatnot. But boy, they are just getting run ragged.
Oh, gee. Oh, wait, they're learning how to code, the elves?
Well, exactly.
So you're trying to make your own video game, Santa?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Usually, if Santa brings you something, it's going to be a great knockoff.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
I make them all. I give China a run for their money. I make them all in house.
So wait. So are you currently in the development of your own video game?
Not our own video game. I mean,
No, he just said he's making knockoffs.
Oh, not.
You're
Oh,
not listening to Santa.
oh, I'm sorry. Wait. So what?
let me guess. You guys are married.
I think we're married.
Yes, dear.
I keep looking at my left hand, and there seems to be a ring on this hand.
Same here, brother.
Oh man. So wait. So you're making your own bootleg game. What bootleg are you going off? Like what's the bootleg game going to be called?
I don't think you're understanding what I'm doing here, kid.
You're not understanding, honey.
Wait. So hold on.
Say a kid asks for Red Dead Redemption.
Right.
He's gonna make Red Dead Redemption.
He's going.
If a kid asks for Pokemon Sword and Shield, he's gonna make Pokemon Sword and Shield.
So you're not making Blue Alive conviction?
No.
No?
You're not listening.
Blue Alive Conviction. Get out of here with that. Come on. No, I'm making Red Dead Redemption, son. That's how we do it.
Okay, so you can actually make it, but without like the video game like company's permission. You can just go ahead and do it.
I'm Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants.
So yeah, what are you gonna do? Kill me?
I guess. I mean, have there people been trying to kill you, Santa?
No. That's just in the movies.
Oh, just in the movie, just from the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you here on the podcast.
Don't forget about Elf.
Well, Elf, yes.
The Central Park Rangers.
Oh, the Central Park Rangers do try to kill Santa. That is true.
That's a good point. Good point. But that's mistaken identity, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, Santa, if I can ask you real quick, how accurate are these Santa story movies, like portraying you?
I mean, there's a whole. Some of them are accurate, and some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Ask me about them, and Elf you mentioned is pretty accurate.
Oh, really?
Tim Allen, I think, does a marvelous Santa Claus.
So wait, so if I were to like, scare you off of a roof, Santa, would I then become Santa?
Oh, no. That's pure fiction.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, he said that Tim Allen plays a good Santa.
but Santa,
but that is not how Santa works.
Okay, I understand now. So there's no offing Santa. There's no skeletons in your closet or anything like that.
No, you can't kill the spirit of Christmas.
Oh, I see where we're going with this. Yeah.
Santa's a saint. Saints.
Yeah.
You can't. No.
So let's get back to the whole Santa is making video games deal here. Yeah, like so you get a kid who asks for Red Dead Redemption 2 and then you make it. Is this why you want to learn how to make a V-Buck?
Correct.
So if I can ask then, V-Bucks, usually microtransactions, they're usually to profit the company. Am I to understand then that Santa's workshop is totally for profit then?
We make enough money to continue.
Okay, so it's not you're not making enough to like make millions off of this operation. But that's where the V-Bucks come in to like really like put in production here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I'm not making millions off it. Okay, yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh no. So you don't understand what V-Bucks do for company? I feel like I shouldn't tell him because then he's going to go off of like really sell out and really make a for-profit company. Maybe I shouldn't be telling him.
Santa sells out.
Santa, if I were to tell you how to make millions of dollars, you promise not to sell out. Now, would you?
Yeah, I'd sell out.
Wait. So wait, you would sell out? Like,
wouldn't you?
I don't know if I should tell him about the V-Bucks then, because V-Bucks have been making like so much profit for Epic Games that they're actually under lawsuits for Parliament. Like actually, like the UK Parliament called them in for a hearing and said that you're making too much money off of children.
Right.
Yeah, like so the way V-Bucks are working here is that say you want a little costume in Fortnite. Yeah, yes, I'm telling him, honey. I'm telling him how to make.
You're killing Christmas.
Well, be that as it may, I might be a capitalist in of myself, but I think Santa has the freedom to choose if he wants to sell out or not. But yeah, basically, you want this Fortnite skin, and it costs 1,500 V-Bucks. And there's two options. There's two different packages for the V-Bucks. There's one package for 1,000 V-Bucks for $10, or 2,500 V-Bucks for $25. So you have to buy one of these packages so you can go for the $25 package because the costume costs are you following, Santa?
Yeah, I understand how all this works. I just don't know how to make it.
Oh.
It's just a plastic card with numbers.
Yeah, that's the thing. It means nothing. It actually goes up into the ether, and you buy things, and it means nothing to the real world.
It's like a gift card.
Yeah, it's basically a gift card.
I know how to do that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
How about mine coins?
Mine coins? I think. I think that's also just a gift
card.
Yeah, it's just a plastic card.
Gift card.
Anything that goes into a video game is basically a gift card for the video game.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Oh. All right. Thanks so much for your help.
Wait. Oh God. No. Wait. Hold on. Wait, Santa. Before you leave, you're not gonna destroy these little kids' lives now, are you, Santa?
Well, why would you ask that? That's a crazy leading question.
I mean,
I'm not going to destroy kids' lives. I'm Santa Claus.
Wait. Are you saying that you're in the business to ruin kids' lives?
This call has taken an awful turn.
I feel like
I'm not in the business of it. But then,
but
kids,
if that's what they ask for.
When kids realize, that I'm not going to visit them after they're like 7 or 8,
Wait, so you stop visiting kids after 7 or 8?
Of course I do.
Wait, so what happens after 9? Like, do you just people
stop believing in me?
Is that when you like work a job and like your life is over and imagination's done?
At 9?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. No.
Oh, okay. But there is an age,
at least another decade.
Oh, but there definitely is an age cutoff that like kids don't get their presents anymore.
Yeah, I would say 8. 9's pushing it.
9's pushing it. Have you ever tried to give a present to a 9-year-old? How did that go?
I mean, it's fine. 9-year-olds can accept gifts just like a human being.
Yeah.
I just I can't afford to. It's just so many. There's so many kids now. I mean, you know how many more kids there are now than there were 50 years ago? Mind-numbing.
Mind-numbing. I mean, I wouldn't know because I wasn't a child 50 years ago.
Yeah, but you know how to do research, right?
I think I do. I've been trying to do research on this podcast, but some people tell me I'm failing.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything you read.
Oh, okay. I will take your advice from the actual Santa Claus here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one else. It's actually Santa Claus.
And lose this number.
Lose this number. I mean, if I can ask you one last question, Santa. Can I ask you one last question?
Yeah, one, and then I gotta go.
Oh, okay. I mean,
2 days till Christmas. Like I can't be palling around with you guys.
I mean, well, like, can I ask you 2 questions? The first question is,
Jesus, you just upped it.
I mean, you said palling around. Would you consider us pals, Santa Claus?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, cool. Is that why I have your number then? That explains everything then.
I don't. You called me. I called the number back.
Yeah.
You said you butt dialed me. I asked you how they got the number, and then you moved on in conversation.
Well, like, that's the thing. I don't want to let you know that I got your number off the black market. But if I can ask you one real question, Santa Claus,
yes.
Do you ever think we're gonna go back to the time of imaginary toys? Do you think like V-Bucks will be over with and video games will be over, and we get to play with like sticks and wheels soon enough?
As soon as the nuclear holocaust happens, we will go back to getting sticks and wheels for Christmas. I promise you.
Wait, you know there's a...
Okay, I gotta go. Bye-bye.
Okay. Well, all right.
Well, that was Santa.
That was Santa. Apparently he knows about a nuclear holocaust. That's awful. I hope he's not making one in the workshop. But, yeah, that's how life goes. But before we end this podcast, we want to... actually pull back the curtain a little bit and go into our final segment.
It's interview time.
So we have here Micah Sherman, who played Santa for us on the podcast. There he is. Micah is of course. I'm trying to remember your character's name on High Maintenance. I just had it in my head.
Ezra.
Ezra, thank you. But he plays Ezra on the HBO show High Maintenance, and we want to get to know him a little bit better if you don't know about him. So, Micah, if I can ask you firstly, what led you into practicing improv comedy? Like, what led you into that life?
So when I was, I grew up in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Okay.
And went to high school there, and I was a really good basketball player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Wow.
I wanted like something else in my life. Like my life was really focused on basketball for a while, and there was an improv company at my high school, and when I was a freshman, they did a show during lunch, and it was so like guerrilla style. Like they pulled all the lunch tables back, and they got people to crowd around, and they basically did Whose Lines It Anyway games, and I just had never seen anything like it, and so I auditioned for it to be in it the next year, and I did, and I stopped playing basketball, and I started doing a lot more performing arts. But then I kind of fell back into it when I was in college, and ended up moving to Chicago to study at improv at IO after I went to school.
Wow. I mean, follow-up question to that, since you mentioned like basketball, like were you on the school team, like varsity? Like how far into it were you in like basketball? Oh wait, we lost you for a second. Can you repeat that?
Varsity.
Oh, darn it.
Also play.
We lost you.
Oh no.
Wait, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay, can you repeat that real quick?
The answer to the last
Yeah, I played varsity basketball, and I played AAU in the off season.
Okay. Wow. So it was pretty far in, but like you decided that a path in comedy was more. Would I be able to say that it was more fulfilling for you to follow improv rather than basketball?
I think that they were both things that I was really gifted at. But I think the practice of comedy was a lot more enjoyable than the competition of basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, at least it was for my life at that time.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I still love basketball. I love to play. I like watching the NBA a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like I used to play basketball a lot too, but the older I get, the more like jobs I have to do. So I definitely want to get back into it more. And your friend also, Brian McGinnis, also likes to complain about the NBA a lot. So I'm sure that you have Twitter beef all the time with him. But yeah, I didn't know about that. But yeah, like there's I don't mean to like go way too much into that, but yeah. So we have a couple more questions. I didn't mean to like. I swung into my wife.
And like hit me in there. I'm like, what do you want?
No, like I'm on swivel chairs, so like I just kind of like
whoops.
Yeah, but yeah, we got a couple more questions for you, like just to let get to know.
Yeah, so you're not a big gamer yourself, but you do appear as video game characters on the Playable Characters podcast. Why do you think it's important to stretch out your comfort zone when you do comedy?
Yeah, I don't know if it is important to stretch out your comfort zone when you do comedy. I think you sort of have to in order to do it, but I don't really feel like I'm stretching out all that much when I'm doing their podcast. It's just like, it's just it's fun to research a certain character, or like take that what was it, Street Fighter 2, where the guy beats up a car.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I've never seen it before, but I watched a couple YouTube videos about it, and I was like, that's hilarious. It's like so easy to like. They suggested that I was like the guy whose car kept getting totaled by this karate guy.
Yeah,
which is like such a crazy concept, and it's such a
it's like a 1990 Toyota Cressida. You know, it's like it's not an awesome car or anything. So
yeah.
it's just like a commuter mobile.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't listened to that episode yet, I'll link it up here. If you're watching us on YouTube, or I'll link it in the description down below. To see to really hear Micah really talk about this car getting beat up by a karate dude. It was Brian was telling me about the other episodes you're in. I'm like, yeah, that's one of my favorite. You were the car guy. We saw you at Long Island Retro. Being the crazy taxi guy, and there was one other.
That was amazing. By the way,
absolutely hysterical. I mean,
crazy taxi.
Man, I can't link two things, but I gotta link that in the description down below as well.
I think that's the other thing. Like, I'm not a big gamer, and so just watching these things, there's no context for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think if you had played that a lot, you'd be like, yeah, the part where you're a karate guy and you beat up a car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of take it for granted. Like Super Mario Brothers is something I'm so used to. It's just it's sort of lunacy that this gorilla would be racing like a mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both the same size. And there's a lizard.
Yeah. Are you talking about Bowser?
There's a turtle. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Neither does a karate guy beating up your car.
Well, neither that, yeah. I mean, have you had any kind of interest in gaming even further, or is it just you like doing retro games more?
I really don't play video games much at all. I'm like a crossword guy.
Okay.
I do crosswords on my phone. I guess in practice I don't have I guess I feel the same way about reading. I'm in practice I'm I'm not really that into it, but I like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel that.
I like the concept of going into video games, or the fact that you can make money off kids.
Yeah.
Who are gonna buy stuff for a virtual world. I mean, that's really interesting to me, but I'm not gonna really get involved because I'm just not that interested.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can feel it. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's on our podcast, we like to really encourage people that it doesn't matter what video game you play, you're still considered a gamer. So if you only exclusively play Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, you're still a gamer in our eyes. It doesn't really matter what system you have, but that's it. Video games are video games, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
But I guess the last question, as we kind of wrap up this conversation, you as we mentioned before, you're starring in an HBO show. And the one thing I understand about acting is that you don't get these roles by accidents. You don't just slip on a banana peel and whoops, you're on HBO. But that's the question I want to ask you, is that everybody wants to be a star nowadays. Everybody wants to have their instant fame and get in the spotlight quickly, but no one wants to put in the work. And I want to ask you, as someone who's made it this far, as someone who has landed a role on HBO, what are some things about getting acting roles that most people don't want to look at seriously?
Being an actor is just it's a hustle, just like any other profession.
Yeah.
There's a lot of preparation that goes into auditioning, and then for performing, whether you're doing it on stage or on screen. I don't know. I like the process.
Yeah. But still, it's still a full-time job. It's something, like you said, it's a hustle like any other profession.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people want to see it as just that easy, you just slip into it. But I'm sure that it's taken. Well, let me ask you this: how many years have you gone into acting for?
I think I've been a member of the Screen Actors Guild since 2007.
Okay, so around
Over
12
10
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just it. It's like you've had like 12 years of, working hard and getting these roles rather than, you just, kind of like the Chris Hemsworth, you just kind of like go in and you get a role. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure he worked too. But
I think, I don't think a lot of, like, maybe some people will be able to get a role on a whim. But unless you're willing to, I think, hustle for it and work,
yeah,
that's all it'll be. That one thing that you did once, maybe twice. Who knows?
I mean, what piece of advice, if anybody wants to go into acting, what piece of advice would you want to give them to get them started?
My director in high school put it like this.
Yeah.
If you can see yourself doing anything else other than acting, you should do that.
I feel that. Okay. Yeah. Because it's something that you do that you're passionate about.
Definitely. I mean, I've done a lot of other things in my life. I've really focused hard on basketball. I played in a band.
Yeah.
I, was a legal secretary for a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was a day job, but
yeah.
I tried a bunch of different things, and I found that this was the way that I like to spend my life. So
yeah,
that's what I do.
No, and that's just it. Like, I think that's why we're doing this podcast YouTube thing, because that's all I want to do with my life is to wake up and create videos and talk with people like you and just, talk about inspiration kind of like that. And I like what that says. Just like, if
right on.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to both of you.
Oh yeah, like there's been like a lot of fun. Like really, like we said off camera, I really wanted somebody to come on and play Santa, and Micah Sherman was, our
yeah.
I don't want to say
first choice.
Yeah, I didn't want to say top choice in case another like improv person is like, wait, why not me? It's like, well, Micah Sherman he's hilarious. So like, No offense to Brian McGinnis at all, but that's just it. Like, but we want to really thank you for your time here. Is there anything else you would like to tell our audience? Any like future projects that you should look out for? What else can we hear about you?
I have a series on Mashable.com called the Bob Ross Challenge, where I have people paint along to an episode of The Joy of Painting without pressing pause.
Nice. I like
it. And season 3 is starting up again soon. And all the information is at bobrosschallenge.com. But I had Brian and Calvin from Playable Characters on this season.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, and it's all a benefit for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Okay.
And we're having a big show on January 18th at Caveat.
Cool.
January 18th, 7:00, Caveat, and it's a fundraiser show for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Bob Ross died of lymphoma in 1995, so we do it to honor him.
Wow.
And I'll definitely have that link down below if you're interested at all of checking it out. Definitely check out in the description. But yeah, Micah, I don't want to take up any more of your time. You're a busy guy. Really appreciate you coming on the show, agreeing to be on the show. You got a lot going on. So, but yeah, I think we can end it here. So we thank you again for listening to this week's episode of Games and Groceries. We hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Festivus, whatever you want to celebrate. Cool. But we want to, wish you the happy holidays here at Games Groceries. You can follow us on Twitter at Gaming Groceries. You can follow us on Instagram, Games Groceries, all one word, and check out our website, gamesandgroceries.com, where you can listen to all the podcasts from the website. So thank you again for listening this week, and we hope to have you back next week.
Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas.
Nice.